Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. How are you?
وعليكم السلام. Good evening, Miss. Fine. And you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How are you, Rama? How are you, everyone?
Alhamdulillah.
How's your study?
Alhamdulillah. تمام.
Alhamdulillah. How are you, everyone?
We are fine, thank you. How
Fine,
are you
Prof.
too?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm seeing I see some students joining. Okay, let me see who's joining us. We are in week 12, right? This is lecture number 12.
Yes, right.
Mhm. Okay, so I will take the attendance. Just 1 minute. Okay, Rama.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, great. Iman Haj Ali.
Here, Prof.
Okay. Thuraya.
Here, Prof.
Okay. Jum'a. Not here. محمد ناموس.
غير الأشهر اللي حابين تحطوها طبعا.
محمد. I think Muhammad just attended one lecture. I don't know why. Mus'ab. Mus'ab never joined us before that. I don't know. Lubna.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Abdul Ghani Skaf. Not here. Ahmed Dra'i.
I'm here.
Great. Asawir. Asawir not here. Ala Rashid.
Yes, you're most welcome.
Okay, thank you. Ala Fada. أسماء بلال. سلطان بدوي. محمود يسوف.
Yes, here.
أحمد هواش. أحمد. أحمد هواش he used to attend, but I think now and last lecture he didn't attend. I don't know. وائل حاج ياسين.
Yes, here.
واصل.
Yes, here.
نور نصر الله.
Yes, here.
رؤى.
I'm here.
مرام عبد الله.
Yes, here.
خالد أصلان. خالد. يهاني. and هيثم.
Yes, here. Haytham.
هيثم, okay. Did I miss anyone? Okay, great. Let's get started with our lecture. Last lecture we stopped at page number
16.
16. Did we finish?
Yes.
Did we finish number 16?
No.
We studied just the first
We-
paragraph, right?
Paragraph 3.
Number 3.
Okay, model paragraph 3. Okay, I will share the screen with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Model paragraph number 3. We studied 2 before, paragraph number 1 and 2. And last lecture we studied paragraph 3. Okay, you will see many model paragraphs. Okay, a lot of paragraphs here in this file. Just for practicing, just for you in order to read each paragraph and try to imitate or try to write a similar one. Okay, maybe we cannot cover all of them, so it's your responsibility to read all of them and try to, for example, I read this one, which is about newspaper, okay, or about news or something. So after I read it many times, I will, for example, analyze the text. I will see, for example, what the topic sentence is, what the body is, what the conclusion is, and I will see how, for example, the sentences are connected with each other. This is very important in order to learn how to connect my sentences inside the paragraph. Okay, after I finish reading this paragraph or any paragraph, you have many examples, many paragraphs in order to study. After I finish reading any one of them, I will try to imitate, imitate, like to write a similar one. I will try to write a similar one after I have the knowledge about this topic. Okay, so that's why I wrote here a lot of paragraphs in order to read them. Okay, so it's your responsibility. Maybe in our lectures we cannot, maybe we might for example not be able to cover all of these paragraphs. Okay, Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, clear.
Okay, so let's now move to page number 19, which is types of paragraphs. Actually, to know the types of paragraphs is very important because when you, for example, concentrate or focus on the type of paragraphs, you will be able to write better than before, because you will know, for example, the type of paragraph that you are going to talk about. We have in English so many types of paragraphs, but we will focus on only 3 of them. Okay, so there are many different types of paragraphs, about 7 or 8. We have narrative paragraph, we have descriptive paragraph, expository, persuasive, defining, comparing, etc. We have so many types of paragraphs, but the 3 main types of paragraphs in English are narrative, descriptive, and expository. So we will focus during the semester about narrative, descriptive, and expository. We will get to know on each one of them. Okay, we will know, for example, narrative paragraph. What does it talk about? We will know the nature of this type. We will have many examples about each type of them. You will think that when you wrote before, you will link your writing with one of these types. Okay, for example, you wrote before, for example, about your favorite place or about your best friend. Okay, you will see that this is one type of, for example, one of these types. Maybe it is narrative, maybe it is descriptive, or it is expository. Okay, so it's simple, it's not hard at all, because you wrote many examples. Okay, but now we will focus on the types. Today we will deal with narrative paragraph. Okay, as I told you, we have so many types, but we will focus on only 3 of them. Okay, which are narrative, descriptive, and expository. Of course, all of these different types of paragraph have essentially the same structure. When I say structure, it means the form. Okay, so all of them have topic sentence, all of them have body, all of them have conclusion. So all of them have the same structure and form. What differs is the purpose, the goal of each type of paragraph. So the difference between them is only the purpose or the goal, that what is, for example, the idea that you will convey while you are talking about any topic. Okay, but the structure or the form is the same. So we will have like a quick look at each one of them. Narrative means it used like to tell a story. Okay, to tell a story, it is an important word or phrase when I say narrative, or a sequence of events. Okay, when I say narrative, it means that I will tell a story. Okay, it comes from the word narrate. Okay, I will write it in the chat. When I say narrate, it means to tell. Okay, so narrate is to tell, the same meaning. So narrative is the adjective, okay, word of the word narrate. Narrate is a verb. It means to tell. Okay, so when we have narrative paragraph, its purpose is to tell a story. All right? Or a sequence of events. Sequence means like the order that something something happens. Okay? Sequence is the order that something happens. Okay? So when you have a story, you want to share with us your story, your experience, your travel to somewhere, for example. You want to share with us, for example, an event that happened before. So you are telling us a story, right? So this paragraph, we call it narrative paragraph. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is like the summary of a narrative paragraph. Let's move to descriptive. When I say descriptive, it means like describe. Okay, so the verb is describe and the adjective word is descriptive. Okay, so descriptive, it means like al-wasfi. Describe, it means like to tell
Yes, sir.
about something or to say how something or someone is like by giving some details about them. Okay, like to describe, yasif. Used to describe a scene or an object or maybe a person. Okay, so for example, when you describe your father, your brother, your friend, describe a scene or an object or an event or your favorite food, for example. When you describe anything, when you describe a place, your favorite place, so with this paragraph, we call it descriptive paragraph. Okay, and how can we translate this word narrative?
رواية أو رواية.
Very good. It means like sardi or riwayah. Okay, so a narrative is to tell a story. Okay, descriptive is to describe somebody or something or somewhere. Okay, so this is number 2. Number 3, which is expository. Expository used to provide information, including facts, instructions, and definitions, or to inform readers about something. Okay, inform is to let somebody know something. Okay, and expository comes from the word expose. I will write it in the chat. When you expose something, it means that you show something. Okay, you just show something. Okay, in order to tell information, in order to show it to the reader. Okay, so expository means like al-ardi, just to show information. Okay, for example, how to drive a car. Okay, this is a type of or an example of expository paragraph. Okay, is it clear? Do you have any questions about the 3 main types of paragraphs?
No.
Okay, so let's read more about the first type, which is narrative paragraph. We will know its definition, and after that we will have an example about this type. Okay, narrative paragraphs. Narrative paragraph talks about an event or series of events, usually in chronological order. What does it mean, chronological order? I think we studied before, right?
Yes.
What does it mean?
ترتيب أبجدي.
No, it's not ترتيب أبجدي.
منطقي.
Yes, when I say chronological order, it means ترتيب منطقي, or it means that the order of time. Okay, what does it mean ترتيب منطقي? It means like to go step by step. For example, when I describe something, I need to go point by point. I need to go in arrangement of event, order of time. Okay, for example, order of the happening based on the time that they have occurred. Okay, so chronological order, it means the order of event, order of time. Most short stories and newspaper articles are examples of narrative writing. The word narrative comes from the word narrate, as I told you. It means tell, okay, which means to tell a story. Okay, so the definition of the narrative paragraph is to talk about an event, to tell a story about event or series of events, usually in chronological order. When I need to tell you a story, I will start with the beginning of the story, right? Then I will go in the middle of the story. Then I will go to the conclusion of the story, which is the end of the story, right? So that's what I mean by chronological order. I cannot start with the end of the story, right? I will start with the beginning, the middle, and or during the story, and the last one, which is the end of the story. That is what I mean by chronological order. Okay, when I say narrative, I mean I need to tell a story. Okay, so here's an example of narrative paragraph quoted from the Writing to Communicate book. This paragraph is about a story. One person want to tell us a story about one trip and what happened before, during, and after it. Okay, so this is chronological order. I need to go in an arrangement of events before, during, and after. Okay, and this is in order to tell a story, to narrate something. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So who can
Yes,
read?
clear.
Yes, thank you. Who can read? We have this paragraph.
Can I read?
Yes, please go ahead.
Europe, here I come. My first trip abroad was very exciting. When I was planning my trip, I looked for the cheapest airfare, including a passport and Oriel pass. I decided that a bag was the only.
Sorry, I think you skipped a line. Cheapest airfare to Europe.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I repeat again?
Yes, you can repeat from I looked for.
I looked for the cheapest airfare to Europe. Once I booked my flight, I concentrated on getting the things I needed.
I concentrated.
I concentrated on getting the things I needed for my long adventure, including a passport and Uriel pass. I decided that.
Ural pass.
Sorry?
Ural.
Ural pass. I decided that a backpack was the only luggage that I would need. So I bought a pip and jammed everything into it. On the day I left,
Okay,
on the day I
thank you, Noor. That's enough. Thank you so much. Yes, please, who can complete? Yes, Mahmoud, go ahead.
On the day I left, I was excited and also a bit
on
nervous
the day.
because
It's on the day, not one the day, right?
on the day now,
Yes.
the day I left, I was excited, a bit nervous was going to be my first trip without my parents. The flight there was much longer than I had expected. But once arrived, I was hooked on Europe. I landed first in Amsterdam, and over the next month, I visited 10 European cities from London to Rome. Everywhere I went, there were lots of young people from all over the world. We often traveled together.
Thank you. That's enough. Thank you so much. Yes, who can complete?
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, one of you, Lubna or Haytham.
تفضل هيثم.
Tamam. Thanks. We often travel together and we had some great times. We traveled by train and stayed in cheap hotels and youth hotels. My parents were horrified when I returned home and
My
told
parents
them.
were horrified.
Horrified, yes. When I returned home and told them some of my stories. But I will never forget that trip. Also, trips like this have become common for people of my generation. It was an unforgettable adventure for me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's analyze this text and see how it is a narrative paragraph, how it started with the stage which is before the trip, and how or what is happening during the trip and what is happening after the trip. Okay, so first we have this title, okay, which is Europe, Here I Come. My first trip abroad was very exciting. You know that trip is a visit to a place. It is similar to journey. Okay, my first trip abroad was very exciting. This is a topic sentence, right? When I was planning my trip, I looked for, what the meaning look for?
Search.
Yes, very good. It means search because it is in the past. So it means that I searched for the cheapest airfare. What the meaning of airfare?
Fly.
It is the price of traveling by plane. Okay. We have below the text we have some definition of the vocabularies, but some of them I would write it on the chat bar. Airfare, it means the price of a journey by plane. How can we translate it?
سعر تذكرة الطائرة.
Yes, very good. Okay, so it's called airfare. I looked for the cheapest airfare to Europe. Once I booked my flight. What the meaning of booked? What the meaning of the verb book? You know the word book It means kitab, right?
Yes.
Yes, it has another meaning and it comes as a verb. Sorry? Yes, very good. So book as a verb, it means like to make an arrangement or to arrange to stay in a place. Okay, we have another word which is to reserve. I wrote it in the chat. Okay, so book as a verb, it means like to reserve or to make arrangements in order to stay in a place. So once I booked my flight, it means حجزت. Okay, so book can come as a noun and as a verb. Flight, you know, flight, it means like a journey in a plane. A journey in a plane. Journey, it is pronounced as journey, not journey. Okay, it's journey. Journey by a plane. So it is رحلة طيران. I concentrated on. What the meaning of concentrate on?
Focus.
Very good, excellent. It means focus. Okay, concentrated on, it means to focus on. Okay, concentrate as a present, concentrate on. Both of them the preposition come with them is on. Concentrate on or focus on. So ركزت on getting the things I needed for my long adventure. What the meaning of adventure?
مغامرة.
Yes, it is an exciting experience, right? It is an exciting experience. Exciting experience. Including a passport and Ural pass. What the meaning of Ural pass? Okay, you will see its definition below the text. Ural pass, it means a discounted ticket. You know discount? It is a reduction in the usual price.
Yes.
تخفيضات.
Yes. So it is a reduction of usual price. So a discounted ticket that allows travelers to go anywhere in Europe by train within a certain time period. Okay, so it's called Ural Pass. It's a discounted ticket that allows travelers to go anywhere in Europe by train within a certain time period. I decided that a backpack. What the meaning of backpack?
حقيبة الظهر.
Yes, it is a bag that you can hold it on your back. I decided that a backpack was the only luggage that I would need. What the meaning of luggage? We have another word, another synonym for this word. Who know it? Put it in the chat. Luggage is the same meaning as baggage. Okay, and luggage in a British and baggage in American. Okay, and it is they are the same meaning. So it means like the bags that you carry when you are traveling. Okay, it means in Arabic al-amti'a. That I would need. So I bought a bib and jammed everything into it. Bib, you know bib? Bib means it is like a piece of cloth that you can put under a baby's chin to protect its clothes when it's eating. You know? What you call it in your accent? You know what the meaning of bib? It's a piece of cloth, قطعة قماش, that you can put it under a baby's chin in order to protect its clothes when they are eating. Because it differs from one dialect to another. What do you call it?
مريولي.
Yes, exactly. So, but bib, it is, it's meant here in this text. It is like a sack, you know, sack piece or a bag in the shape of bib. Okay, so and it is as the shape of bib, and jammed everything into it. Jammed, it means you can see its definition below, like to put a lot into small space. Okay, you know, when you have a lot of things and you have very small space, you need to push hard in order to use all the space. Okay, you got me?
Yes.
Okay, so to put a lot into small space by pushing hard. I think we say in Arabic كوم or something, يعني كوم أغراض. Okay?
محشور.
Yes, يحشر, exactly. On the day I left, I was excited and also a bit nervous. A bit, it means like a little. A bit nervous because this was going to be my first trip without my parents. The flight there was much longer than I had expected. What the meaning of expect?
Think or thought.
Yes, very good. It means to expect something. It means to think that something will happen. Okay, يتوقع. But once I arrived, I was hooked on Europe. This is a little bit informal, okay, but it is used a lot. Okay, try to memorize it, please. This idiom, hooked on, you will see its definition below. It means like to be addicted to or in love with. Okay, for example, when I say I am hooked on coffee, it means. Okay, hello again. We will continue. Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet. It's clear now.
Okay, great. Okay, so before the cut, we were talking about
Hooked on.
yes, very good. We're talking about this idiom or this expression. When I say, for example, I am hooked on coffee, it means that I am addicted to coffee or I am in love with coffee. Okay, I need coffee very much. So how can I translate it into Arabic?
متعلق.
Yes, like متعلق or مدمن نوعا ما. Okay, so hooked on, or you can see its definition below, or addicted to. Be careful to the preposition used, which is with each one of them. Hooked, we use preposition on, and addicted, we use preposition to. Okay, so once I arrived, I was, yes,
Addicted means مدمن.
Yes, مدمن على. In Arabic we say على, but in English we say addicted to. For example, I am addicted to coffee. It means that I am hooked on coffee. Okay? Okay, so I was hooked on Europe. I landed first in Amsterdam. What's the meaning of land? Landed.
put on يحط يعني بمعنى put on.
Yes, it means like to move down onto the ground. Okay. I landed first in Amsterdam, and over the next month, I visited 10 European cities from London to Rome. Everywhere I went, there were lots of young people from all over the world. We often traveled together, and we had some great times. We traveled by train and stayed in cheap hotels and youth hostels. What's the meaning of hostels?
Very aggressive.
Very what? What's the meaning of the word hostel?
From hotel.
Yes, it's similar to the word hotel. Okay, it is a place providing cheap stay. Okay, it is mainly for young people. Okay, so that's why it's called youth hostels. Youth hostels. So it is a place where people can stay and eat in cheap price, especially for young people.
Can you repeat what the meaning of hostel because the net interrupted?
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. I think there's some problem. Yes. Youth hostels, it means like a place where youth, especially youth, can go in order to stay and eat cheaply, in cheap price. Okay, it means in Arabic, I think it means like in Arabic nuzel or something, because it's a small hotels or a small hotel. It means like فندق صغير or nuzel, I think, in Arabic. My parents were horrified. What the meaning of horrified?
Very afraid.
Yes, it means afraid. Or we have another word. It means we have another word which is frightened. I will write it in the chat. Frightened or scared or afraid. The same meaning as the word horrified. Okay, I wrote them in the chat. Were horrified when I returned home and told them some of my stories. But I will never forget that trip. Although trips like this have become common means like popular for people of my generation. What's the meaning of generation?
G.
Real.
Yes, it means like people of about the same age. Of my generation, it was an unforgettable adventure for me. Okay. We have some vocabulary below. I think we analyze everything concerning the vocabularies. Do you have any difficult word you need me to explain?
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. What's the meaning of unforgettable?
I can't forget it.
Yes, very good.
لا تنسى.
Yes, it means like when you have something that affects you a lot or strongly, so you will never forget it. Okay, unforgettable, it means لا ينسى. We have the word returned, it means like went back. Return, it means to go back. Returned as a past, went back. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so till now we analyzed only the vocabulary or difficult or new vocabularies. Concerning the structure of this type, we are talking about the narrative paragraph. As you see, we have a person or the author or the writer as telling us a story about his trip to Europe. Okay, so as we mentioned, we have something that happened before, during, and after it. So now I will give you 5 minutes in order to analyze this text. You will tell me after this 5 minutes about what happened before, what happened during, and what happened after it. For example, you will tell me after the 5 minutes, you will tell me, for example, what did the author talk about before the trip? What, for example, did he prepare for the trip, for example? What did happen during the trip? What did he feel, for example, after the trip? Okay, you will give me out of this text. Okay, for example, you will tell me, for example, 2 or 3 sentences as a narrative or as to tell a story about what happened before going to Europe and during and after. Did you understand? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so take 5 minutes in order to tell me what happened before, during, and after as a story of the trip to Europe. Yes, please, go ahead. Okay, have you finished?
Just 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, who finished?
Yes, miss.
Yes. Can you please tell us about what happened before, during, and after? Or you can
Yes.
just talk about before.
Okay. Before the trip, there was preparing to eat. From the pie, the um, um, تذكرة. What is the meaning?
It's ticket.
Yes, from the
You can
buying the
say
ticket.
airfare.
Okay.
Yes.
And preparing luggage.
Mhm.
Just that.
So the author prepared or planned his trip. He looked for the cheapest airfare to Europe. He prepared for the trip. For example, he booked his flight. He got all the things that he need for this adventure, okay, including passport and Euro pass,
Yes.
including backpack or luggage or something. So this is the preparation before going to or into the trip, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Noor, can you tell us about during steps?
During the trip, when he arrived, he dedicated to Europe. He traveled
He
with
was.
young.
He was.
He was educated. Yes, he traveled with young people. He met them in Europe. Um, uh, uh, they uh, they stayed in the cheap hotels and youth hostels, and their father was afraid of on him.
Hostels. Yes. Yes.
Yes, and their father. What is? His parents was afraid on him.
Okay.
Just
So his parents were horrified or afraid about the author. So is it this point? Is it during or after?
I think during, uh, because when he was in the trip, his father was afraid of him.
No, Noor, because when he returned home, he told his parents about his trip, so they were horrified, right?
Why his parents was horrified? I can't understand.
Because of the experience or adventure. Okay. So
Okay.
because he traveled everywhere and met a lot of people and made a lot of adventure. Okay. So this sentence you see it in the screen. After he returned home, he told his parents about his experiences and adventure, so they were horrified about him. So this is after the trip, not during.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Noor. Yes,
You're welcome.
who can tell us about the step which is after the trip?
Yes, can I?
Yes, go ahead.
After the trip, he had some great times. Also, his parents were horrified about him. He told them some of his stories. His trip was unforgettable.
Unforgettable, yes. Thank you so much. So he was very happy. So he told his parents about his adventures, and he said that this is an unforgettable adventure for him. Okay, thank you so much. So you see now that when I narrate a story concerning a trip or something that for example, I did, which is in the past, for example, so I will start with uh, from the beginning till I will go with steps or something during the event or something. Uh, I'm telling you about it. For example, after during, I will go with the end of this event or trip or something that I did in the past. So this is called chronological order or order of events, order of time. The event that happened in an order of time. Okay. So before I forget, this is an assignment for you to write about a trip. Okay. A trip that you went on before. You will go with these steps that we mentioned during this lecture. You will tell us about what you did before this trip or this journey, what you did during it, and what you did after it. Okay, so please write a paragraph, which is a narrative paragraph, to tell us a story about a trip that you went on, including those details. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. We have just one little thing we need to cover it before we finish the lecture. Here we have the topic sentence, which is my first trip abroad was very exciting, which is the underlined sentence. You see it. This is a topic sentence. We talked a lot about the importance of topic sentence before, and it is classified into event and attitude. Okay, event, which is the thing that I'm talking about it, okay, which is al-hadath. And when I say attitude, it means, for example, your opinion about something. Okay, for example, maybe you have or you had a trip which is very scaring or very bad. So this is attitude about your trip. This is an opinion or feeling you're feeling about this event. Okay, So maybe I will have in the topic sentence the event and the attitude, my opinion, my feeling about this event, which is very exciting, very tiring, very scary, very bad, very good, etc. And the body, which contains supporting sentences with examples, it is a story. Okay, this is very important word when I say narrative paragraph, about one trip and what happened. So we have before, which is the preparation for the trip, and during what happened during this trip, and what is the feeling, for example, of the author after the trip. And the concluding sentence, which is, it was an unforgettable adventure for me. So this is your attitude, but in other words, okay? Which is your feeling, your opinion about your adventure or your trip. So the purpose, the goal of this type of paragraph, which is narrative paragraph, is to talk about one main incident. When I say incident, it is similar to the word event. Okay, incident, it means like event or happening. The author, it means the writer, brings the incident to life so the reader can share the experience. Okay, that's why I'm telling you a story, because I want you to share the experience with me. It should be written in logical order. Logical order, it means it's similar to chronological order. Okay, but the difference, logical, I think they are the same, because logical, it means like reasonable. Okay, reasonable, منطق or عقلاني. Order, which means that I will go step by step. So it is the same meaning as order of events. Okay, it describes what a person does over a period of time. We have some notes here, and we will in the lecture, after reading them, we actually use past tense when we tell a story or tale of any incident. I think I have a problem in my laptop. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So when you want to tell us a story, so it is, of course, that is something that happened in the past, right? So it is, so you will use past tense, simple past tense, or past continuous, for example, when you want to tell us a story, because it is something that happened and finished in the past, right? So how to write the narrative paragraph? We have here some points, some notes. Have a topic sentence that arouses the reader's interest. What's the meaning of arouse? When, for example, when I am as a writer, when I need to arouse the reader's interest, I need to pay his attention. Okay, I need to make him or her, as a reader, become interested in my topic. So I need to draw, when I say draw your attention or pay your attention, like يجذب انتباه. Okay, so I need to arouse the reader's interest, to make him or her become interested in my topic. So you can describe a scene or introduce characters. Characters means like people, or for example, if you want to talk about people that they went with you on this trip or something. Build your paragraph around one main incident. As I told you before, we will talk about just one main idea, which is one main incident, one main event. So I need to focus on only one main idea. Here is where the action take place. Take place, it means like happen. Okay, write the event in the order that it occurred. Occurred, it means like happened, the same. Okay, so don't skip around. Don't skip around, it means like not to, for example, to skip, to move from one point to, for example, from the first point to the last point without going to the things or details that happened during, for example, the trip. So you will skip from the beginning to the end. This is incorrect. Okay. Number 4, your ending should satisfy. Satisfy, it means like to make the reader, for example, happy with the result. Okay. It means like يرضي. To make the reader happy with the result. So your ending should satisfy your reader's expectations. Bring your paragraph to a close. So make like a conclusion to your paragraph. Okay. So for example, imagine relating to the previous text that we read before, which is traveling to Europe. Imagine that we don't have conclusion. So you will get confused. So what is the attitude or what is the opinion of the author? Okay, you need to have conclusion. You need to bring your paragraph to a close. You need to satisfy the reader's expectations. Number 5, bring your paragraph to a close. This is the same as number 4. It is like to end or to finish your paragraph. You need to tell us what happened after the trip, for example, or the event. Were you happy, for example? Were you sad about this experience or this event? Okay, you need to satisfy the reader's expectation, as I told. Okay, so that's all about narrative paragraph. I hope that it was interesting and it was beneficial to you to know about narrative paragraph, how to write about narrative paragraph, how to tell us a story, to tell the readers a story, how to go step by step in logical and chronological order. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your attendance and participation. Don't forget the assignment, please. Tell us about a story which is about your trip that you went on before in the past. Don't forget to talk about before, during, and after. Okay, thank you so much. Take care and see you inshallah next lecture.